can hear my voice, please raise your hand. If you can hear my voice, please raise your hand. This song, Shake on You, it means that the time of celebration is about to begin. Generally, amongst the Europe of people, everyone, people think it's about you don't have that part. And after that, we ask you to repeat after me. Shake on you. Wait. I think everyone. You be quiet. We ask for everyone to participate in this part because without you, there is no celebration. That's right, brother. Without all of us. So please, repeat after me and don't look around for permission. Okay? For permission. Inside for permission. Look inside for permission. And so when you look at your ancestors, is it okay for us to sing one of our traditional languages? Is it all right for us to sing in traditional language? Before any of these foreign languages, before Spanish, French, these European languages like yours, we spoke Minden. This song is, and it means none of this is a thing in our.
That's right.
All you have to do is repeat after me. Shenanyo.
Shenano. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, pum, pow. Pow, pum, bae. Whoa, bum.
Other places, it's not just about scientific fact. The original black.
Ashe.
Mother, there is no other. Her hair is tightly curled. Understand the African man is the father of the world. So everybody got African blood, no matter what your phenotype is.
Ashe. Ashe.
Because that's where the human race started. The place now known as Africa. It's not just it's a back. The land where the people are naturally black. The queen mother there is no other. Her hair is tightly curled. Understand that the African man is all. We're acknowledging those who came before us, without whom we would not be there. They are the means through which we've been blessed with life. So again, don't look around you for permission. Look inside you for permission. Ask your ancestors, is it okay for us to acknowledge them?
Wonderful.
Here we go.
Shenano. Whoa, whoa. pa, pa, ye, pa. Pa, 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 and pa. Pa, 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 pa. O bamba ye. O bamba ye. O bamba ye. O ye. O bamba. O bamba ye. Pa. I am. I certainly am. That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together right now. Mr. Atiba and Sanjay Delhi are with us today. Greetings. Turn to your neighbor and say hello. If that neighbor had an attitude, turn to your other neighbor and say hello. It's good to see you. Jambo means hello. Say Jambo. 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 I welcome you to Kane University. For all of you who are here in person and visiting with us online, we welcome you to the Center for Africana Studies and Generation to Generation Pre-Kwanzaa celebration presented here at Kane University. Put your hands together right now. I am so happy to be here today. I'm Dr. David Jefferson Jr. I'm the acting director for the Center for Africana Studies, and Habari Gani. That means welcome. I want to thank you for joining us today as we come together to honor the rich culture and heritage and vibrant spirit of Kwanzaa. Today, we celebrate not only the tradition of this unique African-American celebration, but also the shared values that unite and inspire each and every one of us. This year, our theme is honoring our heritage and celebrating our future. Kwanzaa is a time to reflect on the traditional African principles of family, community, responsibility, commerce, and self-improvement. For us, it transcends politics, religion, it transcends a central figure, and it offers a space for connection and growth and cultural reaffirmation. You can even see throughout this room that there are various symbols that acknowledge the importance of our heritage. From the opening of this wonderful band that has played with us today, this group of tribal gentlemen who highlight our African heritage, even all the way to what you will learn today and what Kwanzaa really means. My hope is that when you came in today, you did not know what Kwanzaa was about, because it is our honor to be able to share with you an understanding of what Kwanzaa really means. 7 days of Kwanzaa from December 26th to January 1st are a meaningful time to honor our ancestors, culture, to prepare for and honor our future. This is derived from the Kiswahili phrase ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruit of the harvest. It symbolizes an abundance and a renewal, promise of community. It's important to understand that what it means to us at our university of Lamont Repollet means that we are harvesting our own ideas and thoughts together as we celebrate our community. And so since its creation in 1966 by Dr. Karinga, Kwanzaa has gained widespread acceptance, and it has become a cherished tradition. The addition of an extra A on the end of the word and the spelling reflects the distinction between this African American celebration, its African roots, emphasizing its unique cultural significance. So today, we want you to immerse yourselves into the festivities of the hour, that the principles of Kwanzaa with unity, self-determination, and collective work and responsibility, cooperative engagement, economics, and purpose with creativity and faith, that all of this will resonate deeply with you as we dive deeper into African culture. Let this event serve as a reminder of the strength, resilience, and beauty of our shared heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you. And now let the spirit of Kwanzaa guide and uplift us all as we celebrate today. You may put your hands together at this time. At this time, I want to bring up for the libation component of our ceremony, my good friend and colleague, Professor Nwari Burge will come. He is the adjunct professor in the social sciences, and he's going to give honor to our ancestors at this time. We receive him with love. We receive him with gratitude for the work that he will do in setting the stage and honoring our ancestors.
Barghani, peace and blessings, everyone. How are you? All right. Barghani, peace and blessings, everyone. How are you? All right, all right. So my name is Professor Nwari Burge. I'm a professor of anthropology, sociology, and Africana studies. And so what I want to do is just briefly discuss the importance of libations, right? So a lot of times, just like Baba stated, through colonization, imperialism, systemic institutional racism, a lot of times we will look at venerating and honoring our ancestors as a sort of heathenist or pagan thing. And this is the furthest thing from the truth. Colonization and imperialism, if you see it or view it that way, means that it has worked, all right? This is something honoring ourselves, honoring our mothers, honoring our grandmothers and our aunties. But not only that, honoring those who've paved the way for us to be here. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Yakinen, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and we can go on and on. And so what I'm going to do is, as I pour water into the plant that represents the soil, the land, and us, I want us to yell out, honor myself, all as my grandmother, right? Your grandmother, your aunt. I want you to yell loudly and proudly your relatives and your ancestors, as well as the ones that you are aware of that has paved the way for us, right? So, for example, when I say Ashe, you might say Malcolm X. I say Ashe, you might say Harriet Tubman, all right? Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so each time that I pour the water into the plant, I want you to call out the name of an ancestor, all right? It could be someone that we know of, and it can be a family member. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. Omega Burge, Ashe. Sorry about that. All right, so I need everyone to call out all names you think of, your family members, those who have transitioned. And you can, Malcolm X, Ashe.
Jackie Campbell.
All right, I need to hear. Martin Luther King.
Naida Allen.
Dr. Ben Yakinen.
Aaron Hopkins.
Francis Cress Welsing.
Donnie Dendy.
I need to hear voices. I don't hear anybody. I don't hear anyone. I need to hear everyone. Omega Burge.
Adrian Rambaldi.
Thomas Burge.
Thomas Jefferson Burge.
Delmar Burge Sr.
Ruby Dee. Ozzie Davis. Harriet Tubman.
Walter Lovett Sr. I need to hear everyone. I don't hear anyone. I don't hear anyone.
Sojourner Truth.
Benjamin Banneker.
Harry Belafonte. Nat Turner.
Michael Jackson.
Prince.
All right. So normally we would pour out all of the water, but as you see, I spilled a little bit, so I don't want to pour too much more. But again, we understand in venerating our ancestors, again, I have to make this point, it is not a heathen or a pagan thing. It is honoring and venerating ourselves through our genetic lineage. Thank you very much. I'm probably going to need a paper towel.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Professor. And it is important that we honor our ancestors and remember them. Even right now, we can pause. You have a loved one, a family member. I just want you to reflect upon them at this time. We will have a moment where we will just reflect on our ancestors. Thank you. It is at this time that I have the pleasure of bringing up a woman who really needs no introduction if you're connected to the Kane University family. Dr. Sancha Gray serves as the Senior Vice President for Entrepreneurial Education Initiatives, and she is also the Acting Dean of the College of Education. Put your hands together at this time as we accept at the stage to lead us with the Kwanzaa Principles Overview, our very own Dr. Sancha Gray.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very delighted to see all of you this afternoon, taking time out of your schedule to be here for such a sacred time and moment as this. As our acting director, Dr. David Jefferson Jr. was talking, and as we were hearing about different ways of understanding this celebration, I thought about, because I know we have members from Project Adelante in this room, I thought of El Dia de los Muertos. When we talk about ancestors and we start thinking about the different ways it shows up culturally for us, is as our drummer so aptly shared with us in his narration, it all ties back to the motherland. So you will constantly see from and through the Center for Africana Studies parallels and connections being made culturally that will tie back to what happens on the motherland, expressed in different ways from different countries. I wanted to add that context to and for you, because when we talk about Kwanzaa, we're talking about a celebration that really ties and binds the African heritage, those things that we have in common, those things that sometimes are just unspoken, and we don't necessarily understand how we do them. So we need to understand whether we are American, whether we are Caribbean, whether we are from Africa, Europe, wherever we're from, the places that the African traveled have become so much a part of being entrenched into our practice, our food, our culture, and our traditions. It is only fitting and appropriate that we have this celebration here on campus. So it brings me great joy to see that this is a tradition that is continuing. Kwanzaa specifically is a Black American holiday, but it is rooted in those traditions. And so for that reason, it is important for us to take a moment to pause and now talk to those of you that may know already and can fill in the blanks for others at your table, but introduce to those that may not know what this is really all about. Our director, Dr. David Jefferson Jr., did a great job of talking to you about the harvest, the first fruits, why we come together. So more broadly, when we think about Kwanzaa, we're thinking about the Nguzo Saba, the Kinara that's in front of us, and how all of this comes together in this 7-day celebration. And so the Nguzu Saba represents the 7 principles. On your tables, I believe you will see, you should be sitting at a table that represents one of the 7 principles. I happen to be at table 1, the first night of Kwanzaa being Umoja, meaning unity, which in front of us you see the black candle, and the black candle is the first candle that is lit for the celebration, the opening for Kwanzaa. I have celebrated Kwanzaa in my home for a long time. I don't want to say since its founding because I'm not quite that old, but shortly after its founding, when I came on the scene, my parents made sure that it was a tradition that we followed in our homes, and I'm so delighted to share it with you because I continued that tradition in my home for our children. That tradition was continued in my home. And so we're going to go around, I'm going to go over the framework for this holiday and, again, the importance of these 7 principles. So as I shared, the black candle represents Umoja, which is unity. And that's to strive for and maintain unity starting in our family. Then next in our community. And we are a beloved community here at Kane University. So this is a part of that community, and having this opportunity to fellowship with you and be in the sacred space for this pre-Kwanzaa celebration represents the need and why we're coming together in unity, our nation, and then as a people. I did say that this is a Black American holiday, but it's not limited to Black people. It is a time of reflection. Kwanzaa is not just one time out of the year. Although the holiday starts the day after Christmas, so beginning December 26th to January 1st is when the holiday is celebrated, the core principles of the Nguzu Saba are 24/7, 365. You live Kwanzaa daily, and you live it daily when you are reflecting on the purpose of day 1, unity, and where that unification starts, stems, and scales out to. Day 2, Kuchijakalia, self-determination. That's how we define ourselves, how we name ourselves, how we create for ourselves, how we speak for ourselves. And this principle calls us to embrace our identity and assert our agency in shaping our narratives. The third night is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. We've always been a people that worked. We always understood that our work ties to others. And for some of us, it's not even work, it's our purpose. We live lives of purpose. We understand how it connects and interconnects in all that we do. And so when we think about this third principle, and when the candles are lit, as I shared before, you usually start with the black candle is the first one, and then you alternate between the red and the green. So if we were in my home, I would be, when I talk about Ujima, we'd be on the third candle, which is the green one, next to the black one, and lighting out. And so Ujima is to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems, right? That's that connectedness. It's not just about me, it's about us. Ujima is about shared accountability and the power of collaboration. I can't do well if you're not doing well. See? The ability for us to say we are well means collectively we are doing and thriving in the space that we need to be in. So if one of us is not, then we're not. Ujamaa, cooperative economics, that's day 4. So I go back over to the next red candle. And that's about cooperative economics. How do we build and maintain our own stores? We talk often about circulating the black dollar within our community. Key and important in this principle. Ujamaa emphasizes economic empowerment and the importance of supporting black-owned businesses. Why am I specifically teasing that out? Again, if you understand the founding of this holiday, why it's celebrated, and these core principles, it begins to make sense. You have to do for self. that starts by making sure that your businesses, your companies, your collective work and responsibility within your communities is addressed. When you take a plane, God forbid there's an emergency on the plane, but if there is, and the oxygen mask has to come down, what do they tell you to do? Put the mask on yourself first. It's important that we put the mask on ourselves first, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, it becomes challenging to take care of others. So we want to embrace cooperative economics, NIA, purpose. You're not just here in isolation to care just about you. That's the fifth principle. But it's about living a life of purpose. And not only about my individual purpose, but how does my collective purpose support the collective vocation that we're building to develop our community and to make a better place in order for all of us to thrive and survive. And so NIA challenges us to align our actions with a higher purpose. For me, that higher purpose I refer to is God. For you, it may be you may have some other entity or being, but this is where we understand that through NIA, through purpose, it's more than just what we see. We identify with this concept and this idea that there's something greater beyond everything that we can see or understand in this space. Kuumba, creativity. Wow, we are a creative people, aren't we? And that energy and that inspiration for creativity is a core principle here in the Nguzu Saba. It's the second to last night when we talk about Kuumba. And to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our communities more beautiful and beneficial than the way we inherited it. Not just our community in the immediate catchment area, but our world. It should be better because we were in it, because we created something. Our gift to the Creator is the creation to the Creator is what we give back, and that comes through our creativity. And last but not least, what grounds all of that? There are things we don't know, things we will not know, but we just have to have that hope and that belief. And that's our last night, Imani, faith. Having the faith to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our families, our ancestors, our teachers, and our leaders, about the righteousness and the victory of our struggle. Faith grounds us in the hope and the trust in the future we are building. So I want you to just take a moment and reflect about the Nguzu Saba, that they're more than principles, but that they are a call to action about our collective strength, our creativity, and our purpose. And as we strive to create a more and just, equitable society, please understand that we must embrace these principles daily. As we celebrate Kwanzaa, let us carry these principles throughout the year. Thank you for the opportunity to share the significance of these values with you. May this season of Kwanzaa bring you unity, purpose, and joy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gray, for emphasizing the importance. My hope is that you've learned a little bit more about what Kwanzaa is all about and what it means, and she has certainly reiterated that. I want to pause in our program as we prepare for our president's address and remarks to identify a few key people who are here today. I want to thank Manny and Mo from ABM for the work that they've done in supporting us. You guys can stand up for us, please, if you don't mind. Thank you so much for your support. I also see some great individuals who are here. Viviana Zambrano is here with Christina Riley. They're great folks who are leading as well. My good friend, Dr. Hatim, is with us in the back. I see you, Dr. Hatim. Welcome. Good to see you. And there will be others. Oh, I see Miss Sonia Izrahi is here with her wonderful team as well and her crew. Thank you. And our students. So I just wanted to pause and acknowledge you all. And also, you know, as we close out today, Kwanzaa does not occur without a feast. And so we are happy to have my good friend Gary from Newark, New Jersey with Just Fish Bar and Grill Restaurant to bring a sense of food and fellowship. And from what I understand, there's going to be a wonderful menu that has been put together. I want to thank my team as well, Miss Licia Akins. I see her over on the side, all the great work. Miss Winmy Severino as well. And Miss Omalara, I see her as well. We want to thank our team with the Center for Africana Studies. And then I want to thank Tyson Dawu. I want him to stand up right now, generation to generation. Very good, very good. So our president, as you know, is very important to each and every one of us with his leadership. And so on today, in his absence, we have my wonderful colleague and friend who will come up and bring remarks. Put your hands together for the President's Chief of Staff, Mr. Tunu Balogun will come at this time to bring remarks on behalf of our President. Mr. Tunu.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I need a little bit more energy than that. Good afternoon. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. On behalf of Dr. Repillette, I just want to welcome you all to this year's Kwanzaa celebration. He's trying to make it over here, but his schedule's a little packed today, but we are definitely trying to get him over here. But I'm here to fill the gap, and I am blessed to be here with you all, and I'm excited to be here with you all. Again, as David said, my name is Tunu Balogun, and I am Deputy Chief of Staff in the President's Office. And sitting here, I've been to this celebration for the past 3 years that I've worked here, and every year it warms my heart to see us come into this room and celebrate our Black culture, our Black heritage. I know it says we're gonna talk about education, but I want you to sit for a second and think about when you first learned about Kwanzaa and when you started celebrating Kwanzaa. I was blessed and honored to learn about it in elementary school. I went to public school not too far from here in East Orange, New Jersey, and I learned about Kwanzaa in kindergarten. And it was a blessing to learn about a holiday that celebrated who I am as an individual. And as I take a look around the room today and I think about what CANE stands for as an HSI, as an MSI, as an urban research institution, as an anchor institution, we are really embodying the principles of Kwanzaa. If you think about Ujima, collective work and responsibility, we know that we're maintaining our communities and we're doing research in our communities where we come from and creating innovative solutions to our problems. When you take a look at cooperative economics, CANE is known for social mobility and us bringing our students to a higher being and a higher economic status within the community. So Kwanzaa is not just a thing for us here. It's what we do in our everyday principles, it's in our strategies, and it's in the programs and initiatives that we bring forward. So I just want to make sure that you understand, like, it's not just for the days that you see on the paper, for the 7 days of Kwanzaa. What we're doing and the things we're doing here are year-round for us, and they're important to us, to our survival, to the survival of our institution, and to bring it on for generations to come. So I'm excited to see you all here. Hope to get to talk to you all a little bit later and soon, and I'm gonna pass the mic back over and stop being an interruption between the feast that you all are trying to get to. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Atunu, for bringing those remarks on behalf of the President, and also to continue to reemphasize that Kwanzaa is not just in December, but it is to be celebrated year-round with these principles that have been set out for us. It is important as we move forward now to move into what represents the culture. It's not mistaken that you see the drum, that you hear the sound of the guitar and the xylophone that is being played as well. These instruments remind us of home, a home that was distant and far away, but a home nonetheless. And so it is at this time that I am honored to turn over this part of the program to the cultural presentation which will come from our brother who set off the day with a African drum, because that is where it all began. Mr. Atiba and Songhae Jelly, put your hands together for them right now.
How you feeling out there? Honoring the faces that have come before you, where you got your nose from, your ears, your eyes, are seen from generations before. They say dreams can be passed down from generations. They say trauma too but so can our healing and feeling. What are you going to do with your power? What will you do with your power? Will you imitate or will you innovate? Will you create or will you escape? If you don't know about your history, you know you will repeat it. And if you don't have a loving strategy, you will get defeated. But you should know that, 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 you should know that. Our people make up most of the world's population. You should know that. Once upon a time, we ruled amongst the nation. We built the land and cultivated civilization. Now all we really want is our reparation. You should know that. They got my Uncle Charlie locked up in prison. And 3 out of 5 of our brothers are with the victim of this thing that we call the system. You should know that. I'm again out for November 22nd. Do you want to come with me together? And maybe we can go back home. Learn from the kings that stand on the throne. Step inside with me, and never be alone. You should know that, you should know that, you should know that, you should know that. You should know that, you should know that, you should know that. Yeah, we talk about the war amongst all the nations, running and fighting and escaping. But are we fighting the places we came from if we are one nation in the world? The front line is filled with blood. We should not hate but spread our love. So if you're living in sorrow, are you living in sorrow? So if you're living in sorrow, now I hope you're not living in sorrow. If you're living in sorrow, wipe your tears away for tomorrow and come up and chase those gray clouds away. I pray, hey, you should know that. You should know that. You should know that. Maybe we can go back. Maybe we can go back home. Maybe we are right at home. Maybe we can go back home. Maybe we can go back home. You should know that. Maybe we can go back.
We are sons of the sun, daughters of the moon. Oceans and rivers reflect us. The wind is our voice, the breeze our whisper. Silence, even silence respects us. It is we who decided the day is divided into us now understood as the hour. We built the sphinx and pyramids as links to great ancestral power. We created mountains, the canyon's abyss, the falcon, our symbol of life, soars above high in the clouds where even darkness is bright. We charted the movements of planets and stars, employed them as yearly planners, labeled beasts mighty and small, studied their every manner. We are the elephant's blare, the lion's roar that fills the forest with wonder. We are the cascading sound that falls, no thunder. Count the sand of Sahara, the drops of the Nile, the savannah's every blade of grass. Only then will you see the greatness achieved by those of Africa's past. Count the sand of Sahara, the drops of the Nile, the savannah's each and every blade of grass. Only then will you see the greatness achieved by those of Africa's past. We are Binda, Fulani, Hausa, Wolof, Serere, we are Zulu, Manding, Ashanti Dogon, Yoruba, Maasai. We are Binda, Fulani, Hausa, Igbo, Wolof, Serere, Zulu, Manding, Ashanti Dogon, Yoruba, Maasai, Twa. No yepa africano, no yepa africano. Todos los negros en el mundo son africanos. Todos los negros en el mundo son africanos. We are Africans. We are Africans. We are Africans. We are Africans.
Better than that. Put your hands together for the cultural presentation. He shouted out every tribe, I believe. You didn't miss one tribe. That's deep. And give it up for our sister with her interpretive dance and solo. This right here has, yeah, Sakia. Kwajebu. There's a doctor in the house. His name is Dr. William Dodds on bass. My name is Atiba Kwaba, and we are Songhai Jet. Songhai, the third of three major territorial kingdoms in Western Africa. We claim that name because if you look on the map, you won't find on the map Songhai. So that's why we have to study our history, because if we study our history, we know where Songhai was. There was Ouagadougou, which many people call Ghana, but Ghana was the title of the king. The empire was known as Ouagadougou. And in fact, Ouagadougou is the capital of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, that's the capital city. That was the capital of the empire, Ouagadougou. All right? Then after that was Mali, and then after that, Songhai. Jali are those women and men who use music, poetry, storytelling, dance, they are the tools to help us, keep us in contact with our ancestors. And in fact, there are songs that says that the Jali are a gift from the Most High. Why? Because they keep us in touch with our ancestors. And our ancestors are the means through which we have been blessed with life. Bless you. The community reflection component of our program is extremely important because it also aligns with the candle lighting ceremony of this wonderful celebration. Today, we have the pleasure of having a partner who has been with us from the inception of the center, who not only has been partnered with us, but who also has been a bridge to Africa and Ghana through our wonderful Center for Africana Studies Technology Center that we have been able to launch together. Eric Jones is the CEO of OADA International Global, the Enterprise Solutions Manager and Global Cloud Exchange out of New York. With his help, we have been able to video conference into Ghana with the University of Ghana and been exposed to culture and, most importantly, partnership and friendship across the waters to Mother Africa. And so I would ask that you put your hands together at this time as my brother and friend Eric leads us with this community reflection, and I think he has a surprise for us as well. Eric Jones.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you, Dr. Jefferson, for inviting me. This is my first Kwanzaa celebration at Kane University. Proud to see all the great faces, the enthusiasm. Can we give a kind of institute and all that they've put together for? Can we clap a little loud so they can hear West Africa? Because they got it there. So I just thank you very much for having me. We've heard a lot about, as I mentioned, this celebration. So I wanted to share with you Dr. Karenga. He's quoted as saying, "This is our duty, to know our past and honor it, to engage our present and improve it, and to imagine a whole new future and forge it in the most ethical, effective, and expansive ways." With society today trying to erase our history, it's more important than ever that we learn about and appreciate our African history. Now, we talk about history, and we've been talking a lot about Africa and Kwanzaa and what he brought about. But did you know that different African symbols are used to represent the seven symbols depending on the African country? So today, my colleague Techi, who is live from our center in Cape Coast, Ghana, will share the Adinkra symbols of Ghana that align with the 7 core principles. At this point, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague. Techi, you there?
Yes, sir.
Now,
everyone.
some of you may know Techi because we work at Project Atalante. But again, like I said, he's coming to you live from Ghana, West Africa. And I appreciate you taking the time to be with us, sir. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Techi, and welcome to Oyada Center in Ghana, Cape Coast, West Africa. Okay? And I took off my hat because in our culture, when you come before elderly, who's above you, or who's a potential parent, you have to take off your hat and then greet. Okay?
Yes. And that ties in, I'm sorry, I was going to say that ties into, like we were talking about, the core principles of Kwanzaa and how it's celebrated in Ghana on the regular basis. So, principle, emoji, and Techi, you can share them. What is the Adinkra symbol that basically represents Emoja?
Yes, sir. So the Nkra symbol is Akuma Intuaso, and which literally means linked heart. Okay? For this, you have one agreement in order to and do community work. So from time like the community, for people together in the community and things like that, or even work together in your homes or extend.
Thank you. The next, Kuji Jakalia. Pardon me, I'm trying my best to pronounce that. Got it. Thank you. Techi, what is the Adinkra symbol?
So this is the Inchinchim, okay? This grow. You realize Ghanaians, we complain about certain things. That's because when we are growing up, there's ups and downs. So you learn to get in life. Yes.
The third, Rima.
Yeah. Now the relate is called Mpatapo. So Mpata literally means to make peace. Let's say if there's a dispute between two people, Mpata stopping a fight, stopping any argument. Okay, so in our culture, right? So both parties call or under
Uja.
So with this, we have Fanhundi, which literally means independence. Okay, so here, because there's so much peace that even a foreigner can come here, walk anywhere, and there will be no harm that will come to them, and people will actually welcome you. So that is the independence that we have. And if with our parents, as much as they are strict sometimes, you still independence, like they understand what you want to do, so they give you your freedom to do what you want to do with guidance.
Next, we have Nia.
Yes, sir. So Sankofa, now Sankofa literally means go back and fetch. And as you can see, the bird, yeah, so we are taught to embrace and learn what our ancestors laid out for us. You understand? Yeah, so like I said, when an elder walks in the room, you have to be quiet or stand up, take off your hat and greet. And customs that when you go before the king, when you are greeting, you have to start from the right and then greet to the left.
Next, Kumba.
Yes. So this one is Guinea Min, okay? And it literally means horn of a ram. Now this symbolizes strength, okay, and humility. And again, like I said, you don't have to be humble and respect someone that you only know. It could be a total stranger, and we are humbled enough to even bring them to our home, respect them, and things like that, yes.
And last,
So Eban, now this is one of my favorite ones. Eban in our language literally means wall or fence. And when you're talking about Eban, we don't literally mean like the physical wall, but the people you have around you. So this symbolizes love and safety. So here in Ghana, for example, if you don't cook in your house, right, you can knock on the next door neighbor's house and ask them if they made any food, and then you'll be giving food. So here we have the saying that if you ask for water, they give you food. If you ask for food, they give you a place to stay. And I remember my mom, when she was alive, she would cook, she would make extra food, carry it on her head while she was pregnant, just walk through the community, checking from house to house who didn't cook, and then she would offer them food. Yes, that's the love and safety we have here.
thank you. So
Happy
basically,
Kwanzaa, everyone.
so from Ghana to you, happy Kwanzaa. Thank you very much.
So again, this is me saying thank you, Medasi. And Medasi literally mean I am humbled or I place myself beneath you, Medasi.
I see. Now, Eric, before you, what time right now?
So 5 hours, so this is 2 o'clock, so it's 5 hours, about 7 p.m.
7 p.m., okay. And this is just an example of what we've been able to do through the center, through the technology component we have engaged this year with Ghana. And our students and our staff and our faculty have had that bridge, thankfully, because of OWIDA. Let's put our hands together again as we continue this partnership.
And just as Project Adelante knows, usually they share and they do cooking classes, so they watch them eat, try traditional fufu. So today, Techi, you're going to get a chance to watch us eat some delicious food. So there you go.
Like catfish, candied yams, peach cobbler, sweet potato pie. Thank you so much, Eric. At this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Gray to come prepare for remarks. But this program would not be a program without our students. So we have students who are here today who will share a poem, and I believe they are going to come at this time. Where are our students who are prepared to read poems on today? Are they here? Okay, no? Licia? Thank you. Our students will come later as we get into our feast, and maybe we'll have some poems from them. They're a little shy at this time, but we want to encourage them, right? Put our hands together and encourage them. Turn, if you don't mind, I want you to turn to the person next to you. Say, I've learned a little bit more about Kwanzaa. Say, I've learned a little bit more about Kwanzaa. I also, before I turn it over for our final remarks from our fearless leader, Dr. Gray, I want us all to understand that at the academic space, it is important for us to learn new things, learn new cultures. The one thing I love about Kane University is it allows for us to be a diverse group and to celebrate in different ways and acknowledge and learn new cultures and new understanding. Itunu said it best. When she learned about Kwanzaa, she was very young. I also was engaged at a young age with Kwanzaa, but I didn't truly understand at a young age the importance of what Kwanzaa really means. And so I think as I've matured and grown, my intent is for everyone here today to leave not having Kwanzaa be this foreboding, understanding, not understanding what it is, but to get enveloped into the culture and to also have more confidence that you can speak to what Kwanzaa is, but most importantly, what it means to you. And so I hope you've embodied that today as I turn it over to Dr. Gray with our final remarks for our wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up for our acting director, Dr. David Jefferson Jr., Licia Akins, and Wemi Severino, that comprise the Center for Africana Studies. Let's give it one more time. Phenomenal job. Always delighted these cultural that we're able to provide here at Kane University for you. You can tell we are unapologetic and in our expression. So as I walked in and I saw faces, I noticed that there are so many departments that are represented here across the campus. The ultimate super shout out to our president's office, Deputy Chief of Staff Itunu Balogun. You killed it with your remarks and your comments. Thank you so much, because I know there's so much that's happening. We're about to close out this year, and we don't think it robbery that you took time to come out and be with us. The entire Office of the President, thank you. We see that you are represented. Of course, I'm a little biased. The College of Education, our Assistant Manager, Maria Rivera, the whole from the CO. I just saw Dean Brian Zakowski come in. So co-representing EEI, thank you so much for being here. The whole team from EEI. I see VP Lyles. I saw a student, yes, Student Affairs was in the place. Our Black Male Initiative under our Mr. Hassan, thank you so much for being representing us here today. I saw some more people in the back from the College of Science, Math, and Technology. Yes, thank you for representing. Why am I taking the time to say that? Because we are a beloved community. ABM, you know how I feel about you. We are a beloved community here, and you thought it not robbery to come out. If I missed your department, your office, we got Viviana again. I want to shout you out. Sis, thank you. You're doing great work with the Cougar Pantry, how you're working to support our university and our students. Students, this is about you. This is about our community. We love you. We want to have this time to break bread with you, fellowship with you, and just have a great time. Our Super Cougar over here, Daryl Kwame Batts, thank you so much for all that you continue to do. And Eric Jones, thank you for your presence with the OEATA International Space at Kane University in Ghana. We are a global community. We're doing great things. I love Techi's presentation about the hat. Oftentimes we think that we just do stuff just because it's old-fashioned, it's corny, but when he talked about the hat, how many of you have been in spaces and places, if you go to church, you know they tell you take your hat off? When you enter a room, if you're kind of old school, right? young men, they tell you, take your hat off. See, there's a reason for it. It's not just like corny, old-fashioned. It's rooted in culture. I have collard greens on the table for New Year's Day. I think we got collard greens over there too, right? Yeah, so that's a part of Kwanzaa. Now, some people say, oh, that's an old wives' tale. It's rooted in our tradition. Black-eyed peas, collard greens, got to be on the table. That's just what it is. If you're Black American, you know these are the things that have to happen. So we wanted to also share that. It's not by chance, right, that you have those things that you're going to enjoy. It's by design. We're being very intentional. We want to bring that culture to you and help you understand in your culture why you're doing those things as well. Thank you so much for coming out. Again, Dr. David Jefferson Jr., thank you. Now, before I finish, I would be remiss, because I grew up with a jazz musician. That's my ancestor that I call his name first, my father, Oludoye Adatoye Hishe, right? So he was a jazz musician. He introduced me to Yoruba culture, have a Yoruba name. My children have Yoruba names. Thank you so much, because it's not just the music. It's the spirit that you usher in through the drum, through the drumming, and through the dance. So thank you so much for making sure that we understood and had that in this space and place. Our celebration, our introduction to those that may not know about this experience would not have been complete without you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Gary, did you bring some catfish? Did you bring some candy yams? Did you bring whiting? Catfish. That's what I want. I'm glad. All right. So the food, I don't know if you can smell it. That's a part of Kwanzaa. Smelling it, right? Smelling the food. So we have our student who's going to come at this time with his poem. As he comes, I'm going to pray over the food. And then from there, we are going to eat together and have a great time. Why don't you bow your heads with me right now? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for our president. Thank you for the founders of this university. And thank you for the leadership. But most importantly, thank you for the students in whom we serve, allowing for an opportunity for them to have exposure to this wonderful celebration of Kwanzaa. We thank you for the ancestors who have come before us, those whose voices have been silenced but presence is still felt. We honor you right now, remembering those who do not have food or drink, asking you to send a comforter to them. We also thank you for the hands that prepared the food, and we ask that it will be used for the nourishment of our bodies. And so as we leave from this place but never from your presence, we also ask that you would bless us to continue to honor the tradition of Kwanzaa and what it means, and to never forget that we are all inextricably linked as community. Let all those who agree say Ashe. Ashe. So we're going to move now in lieu of time. As the young man comes, he's going to say the poem while we give food. I'm going to release tables now to go. Dr. Gray, you can kind of lead the way, and then the president's team can go, and then we'll move accordingly from there. We are ready to eat. You may move over at this time. So we'll go Dr. Gray, Atunu, and this team here. Office of the President, you may come. And then we'll go with this table, and then we'll move accordingly as we go along. We'll have some music from this wonderful group as we continue to eat, and we'll make sure we get your plates right now. And we say thank you so much for all that you have done to be here to bring what we call the bottom. Without the bottom, we can't have a top. Thank you for the foundation, and thank you for the learning. All right? And that will conclude our program for today. But we want you to take pictures, share what you've seen here as we continue to celebrate Kwanzaa. Thank you so much, and I turn it over to you all at this time.